Because it removes ideas from the space, and in the marketplace of ideas, censoring ideas ultimately leads to those ideas
forget the
being
marketplace of
sheltered.
ideas. Let's
But you
talk about
can't,
the
because that's what we're
virality.
talking
Let's talk
about.
about the virality of ideas. Can an idea not be viral?
Of course you can. That's the whole part of
So,
marketplace, yeah.
so the vaccine to this poisonous idea is to eliminate it.
Correct. No, that's not correct. So, like, the correct way to vaccinate a bad idea is with a better idea. So you can't.
Okay. So
That
you're
it'll
saying
still
that
have
the best
space.
way to beat
You
a
can't eliminate
virus
an
is to
idea.
introduce a new virus?
No, 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 no. It's not a
Obama ruined
virus.
the
That's the thing.
economy.
It's just not a virus. It's that it is.
Okay.
You could say that it's a meme or a memology infused virus sort of
An
idea to it.
idea can
Obama ruined
behave
the
like a
economy.
virus.
It can, but at the same
And this is
time,
the
it needs to
terminology
be
of viralness. It infects.
kind
It
of.
catches
It's not
on.
against will, though. That's the thing. It's like
It's not against will.
Who
It's
is
not
Zen
against
Shapiro?
will. It's
Is
not
this a
against
troll?
will, right? It's not against will.
Zen
But if
Shapiro
the idea,
yeah.
forget Zen. If the
Who is
idea
Zen?
has no place in our existence, why even give it a platform? Why
Because
even
it'll
allow it to
always have a
exist?
platform. That's the thing. So it's like if you ignore the flu virus, say you ignore the fucking flu virus and be like, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore it, and therefore it won't affect me. It doesn't fucking matter because that flu virus will still reach you at some point.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
So the flu virus is the racism. So
Yes,
if we had
correct.
a chance, so if we had
Wait,
a
what?
chance to abolish the racism,
But you can't
why not?
I am
You
so
can.
because it's an
confused.
idea. It's an idea. You
listen.
can't abolish an idea. Haven't you seen V for Vendetta? Come on.
All right,
You can't kill an idea.
Okay, that's a good example. But if we
Yeah.
have 10 people on an island, and
Yeah.
one person has a racist idea,
Yeah.
and we know this because on the intake form to get onto this island, he has said something racist, and because of that racist little thing we got on the intake, before the game starts, we eliminate him.
Mm-hmm.
Have we not eliminated the racism
No.
from at least these other 9 people?
Not yet necessarily. So you
theory,
eliminated
can we
a
say that?
person. You eliminated a person that held a racist idea. Everybody still holds the racist idea. They do not necessarily.
Would he be allowed to grab a megaphone, go in front of the White House, and spew that nonsense?
I wouldn't mind if he did. I think that should be within his right to do.
See, but you don't mind because he's white and you're white.
You don't know what I am.
I'm assuming.
Of course you are.
I'm
So,
assuming,
like-
and I'm
so,
pretty
like-
right. I think I'm right in my assumption.
So here's the thing.
But when the speech is okay, would he be allowed to go in front of the White House and spit something homophobic to
Yes.
say f all maggots or
Sure.
something along that
Sure.
nature?
Sure.
How long before he's attacked?
Until someone attacks him. I hope nobody attacks him because they would be the aggressor in that sense.
But this is the problem, man. I'm not a peaceful person, man. I don't think that everything. I don't have this Christian belief of turning the cheek or beating toxic behavior with better behavior. I don't believe in that. I don't
So
even think
here's the thing.
America would exist. I don't even think America would exist if we all had those principles.
I'm not a peaceful person either, but I do believe that people own themselves. Do you believe people own themselves?
He owns himself, but the second he opens his mouth,
Do you
nothing
own
that I can
yourself?
do. I'm gonna ask you a question. Is there something that I can do physically to tune him out? Can my ears just close themselves and I cannot hear the
You
bullshit?
could fucking walk away.
I could walk away if I wanted to. The same
Yeah.
way he could not say that. So once he
Correct.
chooses to say something that violates how I think,
No,
I'm
no,
the
no.
problem for being the aggressor?
Yes, if you choose to act on him, then you are the aggressor because you have the option to not be in public around him.
So when he purposely goes into a public space to
Correct.
speak his hate,
Correct.
if I am the aggressor, I am wrong in your eyes.
Yes, because you violated his self-ownership.
And this is the problem. Once he
No.
opens his mouth, and he speaks, he is no longer within himself.
Yes, he
He's
is.
taking his no, he's not. He's speaking.
He's in a public space.
He's
Do you think you
speaking.
could go into public and say anything you want?
No. You
Okay.
can't.
What can you say?
That's a broad question. I'd
It
be here
is.
all day if I could answer that. But I can
Can
tell you what you
say
can say.
something that
I can tell you what you
find
can't say.
offensive?
I can tell you what you can't say.
Sure, tell me what you can't say.
You can't say anything hateful.
Okay, so if I find what you say hateful, whether
Absolutely.
it is or not,
I'm answering you before you get there. Absolutely.
I could punch you in the face?
Absolutely. Like I answered it before you said it. Absolutely.
Alright, so you go out there and you say, God is love, and I punch you in the face. You're okay with that? Because I find it hateful.
That happens all around the world, though.
Yeah, I know it happens, but you're saying that's okay.
It's okay to the people who champion what I think.
Correct, but are you saying that that is okay to you?
So the question is, does the majority decide what the minority thinks?
No, the majority doesn't decide what the minority thinks. The majority doesn't decide what is okay either.
So do we go to war about it then?
No, absolutely not. You
So
respect
do we
people's
be-
self-ownership, and you fucking mind your own business and keep your hands to yourself.
That's not human, though. That's not.
That
human.
is that isn't maybe not what is
That's not.
historically
Look, that's
human.
not. Look, that's
But that
not
is the
human,
correct ethics
nor
in
is
my
that what
mind.
society is built on.
I understand that. That doesn't mean that it's
And
okay.
this is why, as a
Society was built on
we give
slavery
people-
for thousands of years. That doesn't mean that it's
Okay,
okay.
but-
Rajiin, don't
the
argue with
okay,
him, dude. He
the-
makes these lobbies to make himself seem like he's the
The
smartest person on the
problem,
planet.
the
dude.
problem with
Don't
slavery,
try to
though.
get
Let me
into
tell you the
it.
problem with
He's
slavery. though. Let me
always
tell you the
right.
problem
You're
with slavery.
always wrong, dude.
Slavery has always been the foundation of the workforce of any society, right? However, the choosing of a slave because of his skin color is very recent and very new. There were Africans with African slaves.
hold on.
Facts. Preach.
There were
Preach.
Africans with
Facts.
African slaves. They were European slaves. But
Correct.
somewhere down the line, racism became slavery. And it is now inseparable because of how long it went on in a modern world.
Hold on. There were white slaves in America, and it wasn't strictly black. So like you
That's
can't say that
funny.
it was strictly because of that.
Hey, could you name one?
Sure, there were tons of Irish ones. My
But
ancestors.
But again,
The
the
Irish
same way we
actually
told.
came to
Okay, listen. The
America,
same way we
on
told
their
Hugs,
own real- on
being
their own free
Irish
will.
doesn't
They
make
weren't. They
you
weren't
white.
brought here by anybody. They came here.
No,
on
they
their
were
own free
literally
will.
sold into slavery.
Okay, but let's
Could
just
you
make
show
this
me where that
clear.
happened at?
Can we wait? Let me
Sure,
talk. let me
you
talk.
got an
Let's make
email
this clear.
address?
Being
What is
of
the email for? Show me where it is in Google.
Because it's to
Go to
show
Google.
you.
Okay,
You
but
want to
listen.
send me a picture that you can fabricate through Photoshop.
forget
No,
all that.
it's
All
not
I'm saying, let
photo,
me answer
it's
his. Let me answer his
historical
answer.
documents.
Let me answer
Okay,
his
then where
answer.
can I find this historical document?
You could literally Google Irish slaves in the USA, and you will find stuff
But that
about
doesn't
it.
tell me directly where to find it. That just tells me randomly choose some
That's
article
why I asked for
somebody
your
published to
That's
say
why I
was
asked for
real.
your email. Do you want me to send you a link?
I don't need an email for a link. You should know the name of the website. Who's the publisher? Who was the writer?
I can figure it out. I'll Google it for you.
Oh, come
I mean,
on.
Let me
You're
Google it
used to be
for you.
sharper than
Before-
this, dude.
before-
You're
hey, listen,
slacking. You
before-
used to be sharper than this, bruh.
Hey,
No,
Now
you
you
want me to
look
fucking
at-
memorize a URL? Like, come on, dude.
Hey, remember, you're the one that makes these groups to try and sound superior over everybody
I didn't
else.
make this group. Rajiin did.
I made this group, man. Listen, can I
Yeah.
just say something real quick? In terms of the
It's-
Irish
oh,
slaves.
so sorry, dude. We
I'm
just
not
looked
done.
it up. That's a myth. That's a myth
I'm
that
not
there
done.
are Irish
I'm
white.
not
Nah,
done.
you
Irish
found
white
something that
slaves in
said it was a
America.
myth. That
That's
doesn't mean it's a myth.
All right,
Yeah, that's
man,
a myth.
if we can't have a conversation here, I'm gonna have to start muting, guys. I'm
Yeah,
recording
that's
this,
a
and this
myth,
is going
buddy.
on my YouTube. Please.
Yo, wait.
A
is
guy
this us?
came in here. A guy came here earlier and said he was of Polish descent, Irish descent. He was European. And he claimed to be white. Being white is not a race.
Thank you. That's a color.
Thank you.
It's a color. It's a
That's
color.
a color.
All right. I don't think Irish people identify as American white. I don't think European identify as American
There is
white. I
no
don't
such
think
thing
Polish
as white.
people.
They are called
There
Caucasian.
is no such thing
because
as
their
white.
origination comes from the Caucasus Mountains.
And that's
That's
a
what
very
they
small
are.
place.
That's not a color.
So
It's
it's
not a-
That's a race.
Oh wait,
Caucasian
yo, are
is
we
a race.
slandering? Are we slandering Zen Shapiro? Because I'm here all for it. I beat him in the debate, and he just started calling, and then he asked me, "Yo, are you black?" After he looked at my name.
Of course he did, and they
started
kicked
calling
you.
me a hard on. Yeah, and then he kicked me.
Of course he did.
we're not slandering him, but I definitely
All
use
right.
him as a.
There's nothing to slander. He's just an
I
American
use him
bred
as
idiot. There's
a way
nothing
to
wrong with
bait
that. They're everywhere.
racist people or non-racist people into my chat rooms because he's notoriously known to be a racist.
I mean,
Yeah. So Zen, back to that. That's a myth, buddy. There were no Irish slaves. Nobody's ever proved that. That's a myth.
I'm not Zen. Don't call me Zen.
Yeah, he's not Zen, bro.
Uh huh.
I think that's why he's attacking you like that. He thinks you're Zen Shapiro, man. Zen Shapiro would have been either left or kicked us out the group, bro.
Yeah, I am not Zen. I'm fucking Booger Cat. Do not confuse me. I'm a fucking anarchist. I am a scientist. He claims to know science whenever he talks about abortion and then flips out. Zen is fucking
I never
ridiculous.
got him on his abortion rant. I always
Oh,
catch him
don't catch him on his
pro-life
abortion rant.
rant.
That's the only thing he talks about. You're
Those
pro-life
are the
or you're
rants I
pro-choice.
catch. And the myth of slavery rants. You feel me? Slavery never existed. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What? Yeah.
What?
Like my ancestors were just being put in chairs for no fucking reason whatsoever. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know where that dude's views come from or what education he grabbed, and says he learned.
I'll tell you
but
I'll tell you why his views and where his views come from. It's because you're allowed to find pockets of the internet like this chat room. You're allowed to go into certain comment sections of certain pages. You're allowed to express your views without consequence on the internet, and that's a problem. It's a problem because
I mean,
2 to 3.
It isn't.
No,
it isn't.
Bro,
it
goes deeper. It goes deeper than that, though, bro.
Okay,
you choose
I'm
your
gonna
own
tell you.
arguments. It's just like
I'm gonna tell you why it's a problem. I'm gonna tell you why it's a problem. This is a game, right? This is a game. If you go into the LFG and try to type in certain words, it'll say you can't. Certain words. But why is it that you can type in certain other words?
Yeah, that's fair. But
That's
deeper
a
than
problem.
that,
That's a problem.
Rajiin, my nigga.
Wait, what's the problem? Wait, what do you
Even
hold up?
deeper than that,
Elaborate.
a lot of the time, men.
Hold on,
Alright,
elaborate on that problem.
Click in the left
Elaborate
chat
on that
button
problem.
and try to type in faggot.
No, like explain how that is a problem.
Oh wait.
I'm gonna tell you why it's a problem.
If it has to
There's
do with
certain-
censorship, if it has to do with censorship, keep in mind that whenever you start up a game or whenever you sign up for a online service, you know that long wall of text that you have to agree with.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much saying that we can do whatever we want, and by agreeing to it, you're allowing us to do whatever we want. And when you buy Overwatch or when you sign up for Blizzard.net, you agree to pretty much let them censor certain words because it's their service.
Absolutely, and I'm in agreement with that.
I'm 100% for someone doing what they want, but I'm 100% okay with criticizing them for it.
I'm
Same
in
time.
agreement with that, though.
So
I'm
like,
in
it's,
agreement with that.
there's a
But I
difference
feel
between
as
like
though- I feel as
Overwatch
though-
and like Twitter too. Like, yeah,
No.
there's a big difference between that. So like,
Yo, but like, honestly, when it comes to the men in society though too, like I'll speak for myself. Like, I see a lot of other men fall into this like category as well. A lot of the times, especially normally like the quiet, like offshoot or like the outcasts of the class and shit like that. What they will do is still look for other reasonings to why they may be socially awkward, they may be going through these struggles, or why they're being bullied, and they'll victimize themselves without self-improving or without like looking within, and they'll blame the outside world for a lot of their problems.
Pretty
That's
much,
when we have,
I have no opinion on
the
that, bro. I have no opinion on
anti-feminists.
that.
That's
I'm
when
gonna
we
be
have the
honest. I have no
anti-feminists,
opinion
like,
on that.
people, and like all
Let's
the other
not divert
people
from the topic. All I'm saying is the internet should not be the wild wild west of ideas. You shouldn't be allowed to hop on the internet and just say whatever the fuck you want,
I think you
especially
should.
if it's hate speech.
Yeah.
as long as the owner of whatever website or host says it's fine, I think you should. And I am 100%
so what if the
for
owner of that
exchanging shit
website?
ideas.
Let me talk. Clear comms. What if the
I
owner
would
of that
much-
website?
Alright.
Let me say this. What if the owner of that website that may have 10 million engagements per day is
Sure.
a racist?
That's fine.
Well, then, yeah, if you call them out on that, then
How is
plenty
that
of-
fine when you can't even have a racist tweet from 5 years ago?
Yeah.
You get canceled in whatever media you're in.
Because
So why is it
just
fine
because
in the
Twitter
video
does
game?
that doesn't mean that it's okay. And then on
It's
top
not
of
that
that,
Twitter. It's not that Twitter
Yeah,
does it.
but
It's
then
that Twitter
also-
is a public
also a lot
domain
of people-
usually by like. Well, I don't say it's a public domain, but
Yes.
it's a domain where the public's opinion influences what can and can't go on.
do you think?
But
Do you
then
think?
also,
All right,
a lot
sorry,
of people
hold on.
haven't even been successfully canceled though.
Do you think
Trump,
that the
right?
United
Donald Trump was canceled.
He's
he was
not.
the president.
He's literally not. He's suing.
He wasn't canceled.
He's not canceled. Yeah. He's just as powerful as he was. Like,
How?
so here's the thing.
How? He hasn't. I haven't heard a thing from him.
Is he talking about the orange person?
He literally just made the news today. Hold up. No, wait, no.
Yeah, he literally was in the news today.
He didn't have any power being taken away from him. And actually, in fact, what that did, that made him a
martyr.
martyr.
Talk at once. Can we not talk
at once?
Can
I say this real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
We're gonna start from the top, man. Who to the left of me? Booger Cat, then Mema, then Zuko, then Black, then Elbro. That's gonna be the order.
Wait, let me say this real quick.
Yeah, let him go. He can take my first bet.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but about the whole Donald Trump losing power thing, if you think that's true, keep in mind he has an active supporter base. He has support and by members of Congress. Even though he's been kicked out of YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, and all those, he still has some influence, and which we're clearly seeing. Like, every time something controversial happens, he still makes headlines on it. You still see his name in the news. You still see his influence in
Does anybody want to
policies.
interject on that?
No, I agree with that.
Then
if it's my term after him, I can jump in after that.
Absolutely, but I want to speak on that exact statement, so let's not defer from it. Can I defer real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. Him losing Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, these platforms allowed him to instantaneously reach millions of people. Instantaneously, if he had a thought, he can broadcast it. And instantaneously, millions of people could hear it. And if 1% of the 10 million people are to reunite somewhere or to gather somewhere, that's a small militia. By removing him from the platform, he no longer has. He would have to have everyone's cell phone number or text everyone to create what he did in front of the White House. He can no longer amass the way he could 2 years ago.
So this is where I jump in because it's my turn. So to counter that and to focus on that point, literally all he has to do is to have anyone that agrees with him tweet what he was going to tweet. It's literally the exact same thing. It's an idea.
But it's not the same weight.
It has. You can have 50 people tweet the same goddamn thing. You can have him make headlines with it. It is a similar weight, and not only that, but you're trying to inoculate something that cannot be inoculated. It is a fucking idea. So that is really what it comes down to, is that if you put those ideas in the dark, they fester and they grow like mold. They will grow in the dark just as they will in the light. The best way to fight those festering ideas is with a better idea, vociferously and to the point. The reason why Trump was very inadequately fought was because people tried to fight him on anything but his ideas and what he stood for. They tried to fight him on him in his mannerisms. They tried to fight him on his fucking hair. They tried to fight him in on his fucking skin color, being fucking orange like a traffic cone.
I care about none of those things. I care about the ability to talk to a massive people instantaneously.
But even that is superficial.
Forget the metaphors. Forget the metaphors.
That is superficial. The ideas.
We're talking about the ability. All right, could you imagine? Thought experiment. Could you imagine if Hitler had the ability that Donald Trump had to instantaneously talk to the world?
Mm-hmm. He did, but
he didn't.
He had radio. He had fucking newspapers every goddamn day. The New York Times ran pieces on him. Time ran pieces on him.
Are we now comparing the reach of a newspaper to the internet?
No, since 2016. Since 2016, he's had the whole world watching him on Twitter since 2016.
Which is fine.
The weight of POTUS at Twitter is way heavier than 50 random rednecks with picket signs being racist.
It's not 50 random. It's not 50 random rednecks. They literally had a whole ad. Parler was a thing.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. Do you think there are fewer or more people who believe what Trump's believe as a result of his Twitter?
No, I believe that the people who did believe in him were empowered by his public racism.
But let me ask you: do you think more people were turned on or turned off by his public Twitter?
I would say it's extremely even.
Okay, so it's a net zero game. So there's
Because
actually
if you're over 35 years old and your parents were inevitably racist or part of that type of construct, it's very hard for you to align with the kid that's 20 years old and part of the new generation. Like it's the ideas that Donald Trump the ideas that Donald Trump perpetuates. He's an 81-year-old fucking man. I don't expect him to think any other way.
God.
No, wait, what? We're acting like the people who support him aren't like teaching their children and teaching their kids about
who support Donald Trump.
These ideas have to be passed on.
But listen, there's a new wave of white people in America who detest the way that they're treated and looked at because of other people with different beliefs in them.
Bro, what?
There's white people that will fucking go crazy if you say nigga in front of them.
That is factual.
My mom.
That is 100% factual.
That does not exist in the 1960s, bro. Or the
Very
1950s.
Okay.
So these ideas are fading with age. And when you have an 81-year-old man with a Twitter who has been raised on these principles, the way to defeat him is to get him the fuck off the platform.
Hold on. Let me counter you on that.
Yeah.
More people voted for him in 2020. Black people voted for him in 2020 than in 2016.
Who?
Bro, more people voted
in the United States, obviously.
More people voted in general in 2020. More people voted in general.
As a percentage, he gained votes.
Names, because I don't know any. Only two
Why
I
would
know are
that-
the two
why
black
would that
females
matter,
that
though,
nationally
too?
said they
Listen,
running
that
with Trump
that
and was
doesn't
promoted behind
matter,
him.
bro.
Because
That
I
doesn't
don't
really-
think he was actually racist. I think he was a proto-racist.
Whoa, kick back on that, bro. You can look at his bloodline.
Whoa.
His daddy was a racist.
I'm not going to classify. I'm not going to classify racism as a black person.
What do
I'm
you
not
look?
gonna classify
Where'd you
racism
get your
as
history
racist.
facts? Look at his family bloodline. It's a family of racists.
Yeah, that doesn't.
yeah.
It
Did you
doesn't
forget-
make
did you
someone
not
who's
realize
a
his
kid of it
father was
more
part of the
You
racist.
literally say that about any
His
white
father was
person
part
on
of
the
the
planet.
KKK. You can look that up.
No,
These are
we don't
history
say that.
facts.
Stop trying to
Fine.
make yourself a victim. We don't say that about any white person.
Yeah.
We
So,
just
like,
literally
I-
say that
So
white
he-
people will go crazy on somebody for somebody else calling somebody else a nigga.
Yeah.
We just said that. We're not even. Don't take your own victimhood out of it. It's not
Yeah,
that deep.
Listen, I don't
Oh,
think
no,
we had
I-
to debate Trump being a racist. That's not
So
even
like,
really.
yeah,
You don't
he
have to
gained
debate
support
that.
in 2020 though among
You know,
minorities.
and I don't think
True.
that
Like, he
if
did.
15% of the
Yeah, those
African American
minorities-
community
Yo,
vote for
fine,
him,
you're a
that
house
means he's not
slave.
racist.
Hey, yo,
Upper class
I'm-
rich
You're a house
person
I disagree.
like
Say-
African Americans.
I disagree. So
We're gonna
here's
be
where I
disagreeing.
disagree.
If
I've
Here's where I
seen
disagree.
Videos, dudes from all over.
Let him
Those
speak,
that
let him
support
speak, let him
Trump
speak.
are
Let-
those
let me-
that
let me
think
say
that
something though.
white are the closest thing to
gotta-
white, which is a color. So somewhere
Let's hear
inside
the
their
disagreement.
mental
See, but
state
that
of
to me
mind,
is
they feel that they are
racism. You're
Caucasian.
being racist against
The
people
only
because
part
they
that makes
voted
it
the way you
racist
didn't
is
like
because
it.
the color white is involved. That's it. So we
No,
can
it's
call them by their
racist
rightful
because you're
name,
calling
which is
black
Caucasian.
people white
But black
because
is a
they
color.
didn't vote for
You see
Biden.
what I'm saying? That's where the racism
That's
line
not,
is
bro.
crossed,
That's not
because you're using
racist.
a
That's
color
not. That's
when
not
that- when
called. That's
a
not what
race.
racism is, bro. That's
That's what I'm saying.
coonery. That's
Because
not
if you want
racism.
to
Do we know what
distinctify
the word
white, they're
racist means?
considered
That's
Caucasian.
coonery.
So we can
Hey,
call
Hey,
them
yo,
Caucasian.
don't use my name.
That's still not gonna change the fact of what you see, because you see color.
I don't really see color that much,
You
really.
see color.
honestly.
You
There
just
is
proved
no
that
amount
by
of
making
black
that
people
statement.
that can
Color
vote
is
for
the
Trump
color.
that will stop
everybody
people
else
being
does
On
racist.
your documentation for a job, it says white. It doesn't
Alright,
say
clear
it says
comms,
white.
clear
and
comms.
then
Everybody
I
stop,
usually
stop, stop.
say
Clear
other.
comms, clear comms. Clear comms, clear comms, clear comms, clear
Yeah.
comms.
I usually say other.
We'll start from the right. Just leave a ending statement on the topic, Booger, and then we'll do Mema, Zuko, Black, and then Kinky. Closing
All
statement, Booger.
Sure, I would just say that I don't think you can call people racist simply because they didn't vote the way that you liked. There are individuals just as you are, and if you disagree with their idea, it isn't because it's inherent in the color of their skin. Just because someone's black and voted for Trump doesn't mean that they are somehow it's coonery or they're fucking white or a house nigger or whatever. Like it is.
Whoa,
it-
whoa!
it is
You are
not-
Not you being
You are
cool
not-
with saying that, dude.
You are not
Dude,
allowed to
someone else
say
said
that,
that.
bro.
Hey,
So, like, alright.
yo.
I
This is someone else said that. I'm
I
quoting
didn't even
people.
say the hard
Hey,
R.
I'm gonna
Listen,
say
listen,
I'm on
next
your
time-
side with this
Well, hold
one,
on.
but we
And
don't
Quick
need
comms,
to
quick
stoop
comms,
down
shut up.
to their
Everybody
level.
shut up.
Comms,
Everybody shut up.
guys,
Let me
that was
fucking
that
say
was 30
this.
seconds. Clear comms, 30 seconds. That was your time. We're moving on to Memo. Memo, 30
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
Go.
good look. Save
Ending
him.
statement. Memo.
Yeah.
Memo, closing statement.
Crazy.
So more or less, when it comes to the ideal of what history has brought forth, I could actually say, because I'm part of a different generation than most people, the generation of Caucasian boys and men now, they have chosen what side they're gonna be on when this shit crack off, and they don't agree with their parents. That's already been proven everywhere. They do not agree with their parents. The ones that do, we catch them in the headlines for stupid shit, getting minimal time for the same charge as somebody else that happens to be a minority.
Statement, 30 seconds for Zuko. 30 seconds for Zuko.
Wait, aren't black people
You know what I'm
usually
saying?
the
So,
ones side with their
I mean,
parents,
when it comes
or
down
people
to it,
importers?
you-
Guys,
Yo,
clear
whoa.
comms, 30 seconds for Zuko. Go ahead, Zuko.
I don't even. I got lost in whatever you guys. I already made my. I already made my point earlier about the whole like influence shit. So.
Alright, cool. Closing statement, Black Saitama.
So boom. Trump pretty much is mad polarizing. He's the epitome of yellow media. He pretty much gave people the strength to say and do whatever they wanted to do because of his non-give-a-fuck ass attitude. And that led a lot of people and gave a lot of people a bunch of confidence to say some shit that they was holding in and definitely was being performative with a lot of their ways. So all I'm gonna say is, yes, he was based off of racism. Yes, he already is racist as president. QAnon is on some nut shit.
5 seconds.
Mad coonery and grifters. That's it.
Alright, and Kinky Coon, 30 seconds.
Alright. No, alright. All I really was thinking was I feel like if you are mad at Donald Trump for being a racist, he was a Democrat before, so it's and also if we're gonna be mad at him for being a racist, why aren't we mad at Biden?
I don't. That's
But
alright.
Give him 30 seconds. Give him his 30 seconds. Give him his 30.
I don't know much about the whole presidency thing. I'm open to conversation about whatever. I really don't care. So yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement.
Can I give
Like,
my
Can I
30?
slide in here
Can I give
real
my
quick?
30?
If we're
Can
mad
I-
at
Oh,
Trump
wait,
being
wait.
racist,
Did we skip somebody?
why aren't we mad at Biden?
No, it's just me. Let me give my 30.
Yeah, get in.
All I want to say is, I don't feel like the internet should be the wild, wild west of ideas. I don't feel like any website should just be an open playground to hate speech or whatever rhetoric you want to spew out. I don't feel like you shouldn't be able to say those things, but in real life, when you say certain things, there's consequences. You can go anywhere in this world and say whatever you want, but you're not going to the Middle East and claiming your Christianity, and they're not allowed to come here and claim their Islamic faith. And you're not allowed to go into a motherfucking gay bar and call people faggots, and you can't go into the hood and call people nigga. So why is it allowed on the internet? And all I want to say is there should be some type of algorithm that kind of stops people, or certification for a website that allows you to know that this website is monitored by said algorithm, and that most of those things won't be allowed here.
Yeah.
30
so-
seconds.
That's all I,
I have my 30 seconds here. Can I have my 30 seconds here on this?
who's that?
Who's
Zuko.
Go
Zuko
ahead.
hasn't gone. Yeah, go Zuko.
Okay. I've already said this earlier, and it all goes with the terms of service. Technically, yeah, there is moderation. That's why I said every time you either join a social media or you start up a game that has online multiplayer, stuff like that, you're always told hey, this is that giant wall of text that you have to scroll to accept. That's pretty much saying, hey, these are the rules. You're not allowed to do this, but also, you're giving us the right to terminate you when we can for whatever reason, and that reason could fall upon you being either harassing people, saying hateful comments and such as that, and that's why there's such things as a reporting system. Let's say that's what happened with Twitter, and let's say for example it's what happened with Donald Trump. Donald Trump just kept saying hateful rhetoric and during his term as presidency, and while Twitter was allowing him to say that and having a platform because he was the president, once it was clear that he wasn't gonna be president, like when was it? Was it around January or so?
Mm-hmm.
Or like around January when Biden won the presidency and Trump was gonna no longer have presidential powers, Twitter banned him because he broke the terms and conditions. They just didn't ban him sooner because he was president, and if I remember under Twitter,
diplomatic immunity.
yeah, under Twitter, public officials and such are exempt because their statements are to be recorded and it's news. They identify like public official statements as news.
And
So-
I would agree with that if they applied it coherently
Bugger?
and openly.
it's
Hey,
not
lucky.
good.
All right, guys, I'm ducking out.
All right, but it's not good.
Everybody have a good night.
Yeah, there is a term of condition. Like the thing is with the whole Wild Wild West, the internet being this Wild Wild West, is that you're not really doing much on the internet. You're just going through the websites, and it's that website's job to moderate. So there's no sole like being or sole person that's controlling all of the internet. It's just really a bunch of, let's just say it's like a bunch of businesses, kind of like in real life. You could pretty much say whatever rhetoric you want to say outside, but if you go inside like a business, then they have the right to kick you out. That's not to say that like the outside world, the United States, is a wild, wild west of free speech, because obviously, yeah, you're free from saying whatever you want, but
Ben
that's by the
Shapiro's a
government.
god.
I don't care
All
about
he
Ben
does is
It's
Shapiro.
like the
speak
cake
facts.
argument, pretty much.
Anyways, yeah, but
But yeah,
once
I
you
love this
enter
content.
someone,
Hold on, you said what, bro? Zenza what?
Huh? Ben
I had
Shapiro?
a stroke reading that group
He's
name.
amazing.
No, he said Ben Shapiro.
Oh,
He-
yeah,
he
we're-
probably doesn't know
we're
who Ben
actually
Shapiro
giving
is. He's just
congratulations
trying to
on
be-
the death of
Okay.
him.
Yeah, I don't
So
know who
we
the hell
appreciate
Zen
all
is,
those
but I know
that
who
can.
Ben is.
but yeah,
So he was just
just
trying
to summarize, there is moderation on the internet. It's just that it's kind of like in the outside world where you go inside a business, or in this case, you log into Twitter, then you abide by the rules. You say something that breaks their terms of conditions, they have the right to kick you out, because when you clicked I agree, you pretty much agreed to give your rights away to in that platform.
Yeah, they can
To
ban you
be
for
a
life.
part of
Quick advertisement. If you guys want to hear any of these conversations, the highlights of our previous conversation, go to YouTube/Rajiin.
Fuck that shit, bro. I ain't got time for
see
that
these
crap.
Conversations. It's okay, bro. I gotta plug my YouTube. I'm actually recording this right now.
Hashtag I don't give a fuck.
Hashtag that'll also be in my next clip. You enjoy yourself, man.
I do not consent to being.
Oh,
If
bro.
you don't consent to being
This
recorded,
man
please
is
leave
the
now.
super
Please.
big.
Yo, how many
Could-
subscribers you got?
I have 123 now.
Sheesh.
Um,
You're blowing up, bro.
you better
Thank
block
you,
my
bro.
voice.
Thank you,
You better
bro.
block my voice.
Damn.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Damn, bro, that's straight up fire.
Yo,
Can I get
like,
an autograph?
It'd be
Diabolic.
124 if you.
Do you have-
that's not
do you
even
have any?
subscribe.
Yeah, bro.
What did you say?
This man.
I couldn't hear you.
Slobbing all over
I say
YouTube,
you can
bro.
be my 124 subscriber if you get my nuts out your mouth and go hit that button.
Hell yeah, bro.
Go
Loyalty.
check me out, baby.
Racist gamer backpedals after I tell him I'm recording.
Yeah, bro. My nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, who
Dark
cares if
Knight
you're
said
recording, bro?
grapefruit method.
Warm open.
Yeah, warm
Thugger, thugger.
They actually
Bro.
removed my Young Thug song from that compilation.
But yeah,
I
bro.
also have a Twitch with 91 subscribers. where,
Damn.
you know, yeah, you know, big body Raji.
Damn,
Wait,
bro,
when
you
you
like
start- when you
cutie
started?
pie.
How long you been streaming?
I'm gonna be getting there for about 2 months. About
In
Wow,
2
that's
months,
good.
you
I
just
would
go
say
bigger than
2 months
cutie
seriously.
pie.
That's pretty good growth, though. For 2 months.
Yeah. I actually got like
ain't
an
even that
8-hour
big
block
no more.
of an 8-hour block of Dead by Daylight. I got like 161 views. Had me hyped, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but to be honest, people that have 500,000 subscribers see you as a peasant, and then million subscribers.
Okay, touch grass.
People that have
touch
millions,
grass,
they
touch
see
grass,
500,000
touch grass,
like
touch
Alright,
peasants.
I'm
grass,
gonna
touch
end
grass.
this recording here because that was pretty good. I want to have no filter.